Number one is narcissists tend to move in cycles. Now, most of us, when we move forward, we go in a straight line, but a narcissist, they have a pattern, they have a path they run on. It's like running on a track. They just go around in a circle. Now, we're going to tie these 6 points together in just a moment, so hang in there with us. You're not going to want to miss it. But we're asking the question, what happens when the narcissist realizes that they miss you? So the narcissist has had control over you and they've gone through their cycle. First, they love bombed you or they friend bombed you and you fell for it. I know I've fallen for it more times than I care to remember, but we tend to fall for it because they're very believable. We can't distinguish them from somebody who is truly being friendly, somebody who is truly loving us, and we can't just ignore everybody because they might be a narcissist. So we just believe them because they're believable. And we get ensnared in their trap. But eventually we discover that we don't want to be in their trap because we realize it is a trap. Have you ever set out a trap? We do this sometimes. We have a problem with chipmunks in our backyard, so I set out these little traps and we catch them, and then we catch and release, take them out in the woods somewhere where they'll be happy and where they don't destroy our property. And at first, the chipmunk is perfectly happy because, well, we put bait inside the trap, and the chipmunk goes inside and has a nice little dinner. Then he realizes he can't get out. Not happy anymore. We've caught a couple raccoons, caught a skunk once, released him really quick, but we catch him. And that's what a narcissist does. They set the love trap, they set the friend trap, and we fall for it, we go in the trap, and it's not long before we realize, or sometimes it is a while, that we realize that this is not a friend. This is not a love relationship. This is a controlling person. This is a controlling relationship, and we want out of it. And eventually we get our way out of it, and what does the narcissist do? They get upset. They don't want to let us go. They want us back. Number two, narcissists we need to keep in mind, don't forget, and by the way, they never, that I've experienced, they never forgive. And I say I've experienced. I'm in my 70s. I've been down the path a few times. I've seen a few things. I've experienced a few things. And I just want to share with others what I've experienced over my life. Because chances are I've been at your stage in life, and my experience has probably been a little bit similar to yours, so I want to help you out some. But narcissists don't forget. They don't forget the supply that you provided them. Supply is anything that boosts their ego. It's kind of like they have an addiction. You being controlled by the narcissist gives them a supply that boosts their ego. And they love it. They like it. They're hooked on it. Now they've lost it. They want it back. And they don't forget that. They forget how good it was to them, not to you, and they don't care about you. And the fact that you left them, they're not going to forgive you for doing that. They want you back in their circle where they will control you and feed their ego. So how are they going to do that? Most of the time they do it with more love bombing, more friend bombing. And you start to think, maybe I had this guy wrong. Maybe I overreacted. And maybe you have some real genuine friends who tell you that you are overreacting, that you're just holding a grudge. You've heard that before? No, what happened is you woke up and now you're facing reality if this person truly is a narcissist and you did the right thing to get away from them and now they're trying to bring you back in and you're resisting, which is, in my opinion, that's the correct thing for me to do. I don't want to get back in the trap. It's kind of like the chipmunk. I let him out of the trap and what does he do? If there's a trap, it goes right back in it, right? But release them out in the woods, so chances are that's not going to happen. But it would be kind of silly, wouldn't it, for the raccoon to go back in the trap after we caught him and released him? But that's what they do. They don't want to hold a grudge. I mean, after all, they did enjoy whatever it is, pumpkin seeds or whatever it is I put in there that attracted them. But we're not chipmunks. We're not raccoons. We're not skunks. I hope not. And we have a cognitive skill that tells us this is a trap. We've been in the trap before, and we knew it was a trap, and now we're going through this mental exercise that tells us that maybe we overreacted because, again, like the chipmunk, we enjoy the pumpkin seeds. We enjoyed the friendship, and we remember, those good times that we had together with the narcissist. And we forget that they weren't real. They were just playing, pretending to love us. They were just playing, pretending to be our friends so they could take advantage of us. Number 3 is we need to realize, and again, we're going to tie this all together in just a moment, is you were the ideal supply. People who are hooked on whatever, they want the very best of the very best. They want the highest high they can get, right? That's, don't think of yourself as a drug, but, think of yourself as a drug. And what you're doing is you are providing the high for the narcissist. And he liked that. You were the ideal supply. How do I know that? Well, because he wouldn't have brought you in, or she would not have brought you in and snared you and trapped you in the first place. Because they're looking for the best of the best. Now let's use the analogy of a fisherman. You're out on the lake or the river, whatever, and you're fishing. You're looking for fish. And you catch this tiny little fish, what do you do with it? You throw it back, right? You want the big fish. You want the good fish. And the fact that the narcissist ensnared you and kept you is because you were the big fish. So you were the ideal supply. You were a good catch. And he or she wanted to keep you. But being a narcissist, they abused you, which is what narcissists do because that's how they get their supply. And so you got into this cycle, trauma bonding cycle. Figured it out, you left it, left him, left the cycle, left her, left the cycle. And now the narcissist is realizing, I'll let that good fish go. You should have seen the one that got away, speaking of you. Well, let's go back to the fishing hole, the narcissist says in his mind, figuratively speaking, not literally, and let's catch that fish again. Hopefully you've got enough sense to understand that the hook is a hook, that the bait is bait. Don't fall for that again. But again, the reason is they miss you is because you're a good catch, and they want you back. They don't want to let you go. Number 4 is the worst thing to the narcissist you could do to them is to deny them access to you. What you say, I want to do something mean to the narcissist. I hope you don't take that approach. I hope you just understand this is a matter of survival. And you need to send a message to the narcissist, a strong message, that you're no longer available and they're just wasting their time trying to catch you. They've got there's other fish in the sea, so to speak, and they can leave you alone. And the worst thing you could do to the narcissist then is just to avoid their hook and lure. To avoid their trap. Say in your mind, I'm going to stay away from this guy. I've been there before. This girl. I know what they are. I know what bait they use. I've seen how they work. I've been through the trauma bond over and over and over again. I'm not going to get on the cycle with them. They're on the cycle, not me. I move forward. I'm speaking for all of us here that we're not in the narcissist cycle. We move forward in a straight line. They go in a circle. We're not going to get caught in that circle again. We're going to keep moving forward. That, my friend, is the worst thing you can do to a narcissist. By the way, paying a narcissist back is usually a bad thing, my experience, because all you're doing is you're creating another cycle. Different kind of cycle, but a cycle nonetheless. And you wind up getting in this tit for tat back and forth thing. What good is that? Get away from this person, because they enjoy it. They like to fight. It boosts their ego. You're just feeding them. So if you really want to hurt a narcissist, deny them access to you. And if you have somebody in your life, makes it a little tougher. But if you have somebody in your life who is encouraging the narcissist and they may not even know that they're doing it, that's not helping any. You may need to, and what I've had to do a few times is to, I don't like to even talk about the narcissist, but sometimes you have to inform people that this guy is in the middle of a smear campaign at the moment or whatever he or she is doing. And sometimes you've got to approach your friends, your family, your neighbors, whoever, and let them know this is a narcissist. This person is emotionally abusing me, and now they are using you. You know, the proverbial flying monkey. I don't like that term, but a lot of people use it. Everyone knows what it means. And you need to make them aware that they are you ready? They're enablers. So the worst thing you can do to a narcissist is to deny them access to you. And sometimes that involves going to the enablers who, you know, they're not being nefarious. They're very innocent, not knowing what they're doing, but they're enabling the narcissist nonetheless by giving them cuddles and hugs. They don't want to be mean to the narcissist because they don't know the narcissist is a narcissist. They believe, you know, the love bombing, and just like you did, and the friend bombing. So you might have to inform them. That's not a pleasant thing to do, but it's that or, you know, maintain contact with the narcissist. Number 5, we're going to tie this all together in just a moment, but number 5 is a narcissist inevitably will leave a trail of destruction. What does that have to do with realizing they miss you? Well, because you are aware of their trail of destruction. They want you in their control so you don't expose them. You know, you've seen them without their makeup on. You've seen them without their character clothes, you know, like an actor. You've seen what they really look like, you know, the naked emperor. And they want you to believe that, or at least pretend you believe that this is a genuine person. But you know better. And they miss you. They want you back in your control so they can shut you up. They're going to control you one way or the other. At least they're going to try to. And if they can't pull you into their snare, you know, of friendship and love bombing, and if you've gotten to the point where you're just totally aware of who they are and what they're really like, yeah, they're going to try to destroy you. Because, well, they've left a trail of destruction. They've destroyed other people. Now they're going to try to destroy you. It's kind of like they have this mindset that they need to destroy those individuals who wised up and got away from them to shut them up. So to keep you from exposing them, they have to destroy you. You know that saying, dead men tell no tales? The pirates used to say. Well, we're not talking about literally killing people, except in maybe very extreme cases, and sad to say that has happened. But they will try to kill your reputation. Destroy your character, I should say. Character assassination, character homicide. They have this trail of destruction, and they want to keep it secret. They don't want anyone to know it. And the way to do that is, in their mind, is more destruction. And it's worked for them in the past, they thought, but now they have this history. The older they are, by the way, the more history they have. I know narcissists in their 70s, and this is all they've done their entire life, scammed people. It's as if it's neurological. They can't not do it. Number 6 is you were blinded by your altruism and your empathy. They miss that. They like a person who is blinded, who does not see who they really are, and they want that back. Now, here's the problem, is, they miss that. But that's not there anymore. You're no longer blinded by altruism and empathy. So they're not so keen on getting you back. And again, as I mentioned earlier, there's 2 things, and we want to emphasize this strongly. There's 2 ways the narcissist basically controls people. It's through love bombing and friend bombing, or through destruction. Or as we would say, through the smear campaign. If they can't control you one way, they'll control you the other. Let's tie all this together. You ready? You are a survivor. So all these things we talked about, the fact that the narcissist moves in a cycle and wants you to be caught in that cycle with him or her, and you're moving forward, that says you're a survivor. The fact that they don't forget and they don't forgive, so what? You're a survivor. You don't care if they forget and forgive or not. Well, maybe you do care, but you're not going to let them control your life. Number 3, so what? You were the ideal supply. You're not anymore. You're a survivor. You know how the game works. You're moving forward. You're not moving in a circle. You understand that denying access is the worst thing you can do to a narcissist. Why? Well, you're a survivor. Again, you've learned the game. You know the pattern. You're out of there. That trail of destruction, they're going to try to destroy you, but guess what? It's not going to work. Now, granted, there will be some people, gullible people, who will believe the narcissist lies. Inevitably. There's lots of gullible people. I don't know about you, but I was one of them. That's why I was caught in the snare of the narcissist in the first place. And there are others, but I got out of it, and I'm a survivor. Together, we're survivors. That's why we're talking together. You and I on this video. We're survivors hanging out together. Number 6, again, to reiterate, we're no longer blinded by our altruism and our innate empathy. Well, again, we're survivors. Congratulations on surviving your experience with narcissism. Let's keep hanging out, encouraging one another. Just you and I spend some time together. If you got something out of this video, be part of our family. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. That little bell there's for a reason. That tells YouTube that you want to be notified when we upload new videos like this one. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you think it deserves it. And join the conversation, start a conversation in the comment section that encourages others. I'm here to encourage you, in my 70s, and I invite you to encourage others. Leave a comment, talk to me, whatever you want to do. That's what the comment section there is for. And we'll see you all next time.